And address the news on Infosys. Earlier, about half an hour ago, we saw the news flash that Infosys will be acquiring a 75% stake in Stata Envy, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of ABN AMRO. The company will be paying 127.5 million euros, so that's roughly about 1,000 crore rupees. And with that, the company can scale up its presence in the mortgage business in Netherlands, Belgium and Germany. To discuss this and what it means for Infosys, we're now joined by Ravi Menon of Elara Capital and Sandeep Agarwal, the research analyst at Edelweiss. They're here with us on the phone line. Ravi, let me start with you. Your thoughts on the acquisition. Why has Infosys made it? Is it for the capability? Is mortgage a high-growing business and it's something where they were lacking or lagging behind peers? Is it the geographical reach? What is in it for Infosys?
I think this is an attempt similar to what TCS has done in the insurance industry. So if you look at another JV that they've struck with Hitachi in Japan, so Infosys seems to be focused on more industry-oriented platforms. So these bring in annuity revenue, it's sticky relationships, long-term annuity revenue. I think that's what they're going after. And of course, this also helps them boost their presence in Europe.
Okay. Sandeep, your thoughts on the acquisition? Is this material for Infosys? How strong was ABN AMRO and the kind of client relations or the revenues? ABN AMRO, the Stata Envy, the wholly owned subsidiary they've acquired. Any details on the strength of the asset they've acquired?
So, see, I would like to put it like this. See, from the financial perspective, it doesn't look to be a very material or big acquisition, but we need to go more deeper into the type of acquisition. It is basically into mortgage services, and earlier the previous speaker already mentioned it is to build that capability because we have seen TCS doing extremely well in that space some time back. And so this is more to, build that capability in that geography also. So it gives the advantage of being in the right geography and also strengthen presence in that geography. And additionally, this is the service which is growing very fast. So I think it addresses all the things. And furthermore, if you see, for Infosys, BFSI is one of the very strong vertical. So it definitely adds to their capability in that space. And moreover, it is on the newer technology side. So it will make a lot of sense for them. So financially, it doesn't look great, big number, but I think it is more on the capability side, which is the right approach in my view.
127 million euros is the acquisition. Any idea about the revenues?
It will be very hard to comment on that because we have not got any information on that. But as I said,
of this sort of a size, keeping in mind the business, at what multiple is it normally done? We can at least try to do a back of an envelope calculation and try to come up with approximately what kind of revenues this business was doing.
I think the revenue of this business should be around $60–70 million in my view.
Okay, so around 2 times sales. Okay.
Sandeep, you said that this business is growing very fast. What is the kind of growth rate you should expect? TCS already has that capability. Is it a bit of a catch-up that Infosys is doing? And how strong was mortgage and insurance for Infosys in particular?
See, we don't get numbers for each vertical, but we get qualitative comments often from consultants and other players in the market. And we have got very good feedback earlier on TCS in this space and from different consultants and technologists. So I think that is what gives us the confidence that, this is one segment where it will be very helpful. And this segment is genuinely doing well based on multiple, channel checks we get from different sources. So I think that is where strategically they have played, and also, it will give them a very sticky revenue flow. So I think it is a very good approach which they have taken. And ABN AMRO is a very big client with very high very high IT spends and IT capex. So it strengthens that relationship further.
Okay, makes strategic sense. It's the right business to acquire. The business itself, the industry of mortgage is growing quite well. Ravi, one last question. This would be the third acquisition under Salil Parekh. I remember Wong Daddy as well as Fluido. This would be the third?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't count the Japanese Hitachi joint venture, yes, that will be.
Okay. Does it say anything that, the company is loosened its purse strings, we should see a more aggressive Infosys in terms of acquisitions, or all of them have been on the smaller side?
I think, yeah, they have been on the smaller side, and I think that will continue. These will be small tuck-in acquisitions, similar to the approach that Accenture has taken. I think Infy is moving in that direction. And this is similar, this particular acquisition is similar to what Tech Mahindra had done with Target Group in the UK, which is also into mortgages. And Wipro had acquired some time back Wipro Gallagher. So I think those have not been, great successes. So I don't expect this to be, something that will be dramatically changing Infosys' fortunes either. But having said that, it's one more addition to the capability.
Gentlemen, Ravi, Sandeep, thank you very much for joining in. So financially, not very material. It's just about 1,000 crore in terms of a payout that Infosys will be doing. But strategically, it makes sense. And now this will be the third acquisition by Salil Parekh or for Infosys under Salil Parekh. The stock is up 1.5%, unmoved by the acquisition news. Get into a break. We'll get you more on the markets and individual stocks on the other side.